Hey everyone, I'm Krexu, and welcome back to another video on this channel. Without further ado, let's jump right in. The first mod was suggested by a viewer named Egg. Thanks for the suggestion. Craftics is a really unusual and ambitious mod that completely changes the way you play Minecraft. It turns the classic survival gameplay into a full-on tactical turn-based RPG. But let's take it from the top because this mod is seriously deep. To get started, you have to head over to a special table where you can launch your first battle. The early fights are super easy and are just there to teach you the ropes and get you used to the new mode. Every match takes place in specifically designated areas, some small and others huge. You'll find your health points on the left and the HP of all remaining enemies on the right. At first, you can't do much because each turn only gives you 3 movement points and 3 attack points. To move, you just select the feather on your hotbar and pick which available tile you want to go to. Once you get close to an enemy, you can hit them. You won't have any weapons at the start, so you'll be punching with your bare hands. After you've used up all your moves for that turn, you just hit R to end it. Every enemy drops different items, but we'll get to those in a second. Once you finally clear the enemies, you have 2 choices: head home or start the next level. If you go home, you can gear up with better items for future fights so you can push further, because to unlock better gear in new worlds, you have to finish all the levels in a given dimension. Now, about those items. When you're back at base, you'll have various drops from the enemies in your inventory. For example, food lets you heal during combat, while things like sticks or different weapons just boost your damage. Armor, as you'd expect, increases your defense. Some items have both positive and negative bonuses, so it's definitely worth keeping an eye on those. After successfully taking down a final boss, you hit level 2 and get a skill point to spend on something from the list. There are a ton of levels in total. And if that wasn't enough, there are also special events like dungeons. Though I should mention that some things are a bit buggy right now, but I'm really hoping the creator fixes them soon. The mod has a few other features too, but I'm not going to spoil everything. At first I was a bit skeptical about this mod, but after jumping in and playing a few levels, I got seriously hooked. I can probably say this is my favorite mod of the year so far, and definitely way underrated. Gateway to Doom is a really interesting mod for anyone who likes more challenging combat and wants to add something like a wave-based reward system to the game. The mod introduces special items called Devil Eyes, which you can use to summon a dark portal that spawns waves of enemies. You can get these special eyes as drops from killing Endermen, and then you just throw them at night to activate the portal. There are 3 difficulty levels: easy, normal, and hard. After defeating the enemies, you'll get special rewards depending on the difficulty you chose. Once you throw the eye, a portal appears a few blocks above the ground, and waves of mobs will start pouring out. When it comes to the medium and hard levels, they're actually really tough, so it's definitely worth gearing up and bringing along some totems and golden apples. In my opinion, the whole mod is really cool and finally adds some real challenge to the standard game. The next mod is brand new. It literally came out just a few days ago, but I think it definitely fits the theme of today's video. The mod adds a couple of new mechanics and items. For example, from now on, when you strip the bark off a log, it actually drops as an item, and you can basically reattach it to the wood at any time. Speaking of logs, they also added log slabs, which is something Minecraft has been missing forever. And of course, you can strip the bark off of those as well. Don't do this, bro. They also added special hammers that speed up ore mining a bit. If that wasn't enough, landing a critical hit on a mob will actually slam it into the ground, stunning it for a moment. There's also a new type of special glass that's completely blast-proof. We can't forget about the new decorative blocks, of course. There are some new creatures in the mod too, but the creator hasn't added their natural spawning yet. Personally, I think this mod is off to a really solid start, and I'm hoping the author keeps developing it. Iden's Decor is for anyone who loves building and wants to add a ton more decorative options to their world. The mod focuses mainly on adding a bunch of new furniture, ornamental blocks, and decor elements that don't just stick to one single theme. The biggest strength of this mod is definitely its variety. It adds things like new metal shelves, different types of windows, calendars, paintings, wood panels, decorative rugs, vases, railings, fancy doors, and plenty of other blocks that are super useful for building more detailed interiors. They even added road items like signs, traffic cones, and concrete barriers. There's also a special computer that can display whatever text you want. Plus, we get completely new levers and various types of buttons. It might not be the biggest mod out there, but it's definitely one of the better ones when it comes to the specific decorative stuff it brings to the table. Nimbus Pocket Dimensions is a really cool mod for people who love building and want their own completely private space accessible from pretty much anywhere in the world. The mod adds a special pocket dimension that acts like a separate mini world tied to a specific player. player. It's an awesome solution for things like building a massive warehouse with all your items, so you literally always have access to everything without flying back and forth between bases. To get into your dimension, you'll need a special wand. When you right-click it, it creates a set of doors, and once you step through, you're in a totally separate space that you can set up however you want. It really opens up a ton of possibilities. Of course, every dimension can be personalized independently. You can change the watercolors, biomes, and all sorts of different things, so every pocket dimension can look completely unique. The whole thing is designed to be super simple and intuitive without a million complicated mechanics. The best part is that this dimension basically has no size limits. I mean, there is one, but it's definitely not small. In my opinion, it's a great mod if you enjoy building and want your own portable slice of the world available at any moment. We've been growing like crazy lately, so hit that subscribe button and join the crew. Better mount steering is another quality of life mod that completely overhauls the way you move around on horses. As we all know, horse controls are a bit clunky and pretty awkward, and this mod was made specifically to fix that. The biggest change here is for third-person riding. From now on, you'll be able to look around freely while riding without changing the horse's direction. On top of that, we can finally move sideways or even backward properly. The mod works not only on standard horses, but also on other mounts like donkeys, mules, or camels. In my opinion, it's the perfect mod for anyone who always wanted to use horses but found the controls way too annoying. Keybind Atlas is a super useful quality of life mod that solves one of the biggest headaches in large mod packs, which is the absolute chaos in the keybind settings. If you've ever installed a big pack and opened the controls menu only to see hundreds of different bindings, this mod was made exactly for you. The mod adds a special interactive keyboard preview that you open by default with the K key. This visualization shows you exactly which actions are mapped to specific keys on your keyboard or mouse. More importantly, when you hover over a specific key, you can see exactly what functions are assigned to it and which mod they actually come from. In my opinion, it's one of those mods that doesn't add new content to the world, but massively improves the overall gameplay experience. Lazy Tools is a unique mod that adds a couple of new small but super handy mechanics that can really level up your standard survival experience. Every item included has a specific purpose and just makes the game so much more convenient. One of the many tools is a special chainsaw that lets you take down entire trees in literally seconds. You just right-click a log, and after a quick animation, the whole tree is automatically chopped down. There's also a special torch golem that you can tame using coal. Once tamed, he'll follow you around just like a wolf, but his best feature is that he automatically places torches in dark spots. He uses coal as fuel, and the torches on his chest actually show you his charge level. Another awesome addition is the air balloon, a special balloon that lets you travel the world way before you even get an elytra. Its mechanics are pretty unusual because it uses anvils for steering. If you have exactly 4 anvils, the flight is stable, and you can fly horizontally. Add more, and you start descending. Use fewer, and the balloon starts floating higher. Interestingly, once you enter the Nether, it automatically swaps to an obsidian fire-resistant version. The mod also adds the End Bush, which is a special plant that lets you farm ender pearls in the Nether, and the Bed Launcher, a launcher that's perfect for mining netherite or taking on the Ender Dragon. There are a few more things, but I don't want to spoiler everything. In my opinion, this mod is truly unique, probably because it was created by a pretty big YouTuber called Lair Hisson. Happy Ghast Inventory is a super small but really practical mod that lets you carry items in chests on a Happy Ghast, making it way more useful. The mod lets you equip your Happy Ghast with a chest, giving it its own inventory, so it can act as a flying storage unit while you're out exploring the world. You can slap up to 6 chests on it, and obviously, the more chests you add, the more storage space you get. I mean, that's common sense. Why am I even explaining this? Anyway, it's one of those tiny mods that might not look like much at first glance, but in practice, it makes gameplay so much easier. The last mod was also suggested by a viewer named Jaki 2314. Huge thanks for the recommendation. Jaki Versatile Structure Sails and Sea is a mod that breathes new life into the oceans by adding a bunch of brand new ship structures and shipwrecks all over the map. Right now it adds 9 new vanilla style structures, making it perfect for players who want more variety without ruining the game's original vibe with stuff that doesn't fit in. The only thing I'm personally missing here is maybe 1 or 2 really massive ships, but I'm hoping the creator adds those in the near future. You'll find regular villagers and plenty of loot on most of these ships, and there's even a special merchant ship with a unique trader who has some exclusive items for trade. It's not the biggest mod out there, but in my opinion, it's a perfect fit for vanilla-friendly mod packs that won't mess with the game's atmosphere. I'm really glad you made it this far into the video. Don't forget to smash that like button and leave a nice comment below. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.